All right guys, I'm out and about. I'm doing a listing appointment here at a local neighborhood, and I figured why not just get out the drone and do another neighborhood tour. So I have all the stats. We're gonna go over those. We're gonna break down Lake Wilderness. Hey guys, my name is Ben Quann. I'm associate broker, and today we're gonna be breaking down Lake Wilderness, another little hidden gem here in Virginia, located right off Route 3. So if you think of Route 3 as a couple different corridors, Route 3 runs from Fredericksburg, Route 3 East, which goes out to King George. There's Route 3 West, which actually goes to Culpeper County. So if you think about it in a couple different corridors, Fredericksburg City, then you have kind of your Central Park area, 5 Mile Fort, and then we have Harrison Crossing, and then right after that you have Lake Wilderness, Fawn Lake area, which Fawn Lake being one of our biggest and baddest neighborhoods in the area, but Lake Wilderness area, then you go into Locust Grove and Orange County, different counties. So that's kind of our span of Route 3. You are a little bit further out than say like if you lived in the city, but you're about 20 minutes from 95, give or take, maybe 15. Same with Central Park, so you have all your shopping pretty close. You also have that Harrison, which I talked about in a couple videos ago too, that has Home Depot and Giant and a lot of other shopping too. And that area is really set off to explode here soon. So just like a lot of neighborhoods that are a little bit further out in the country, it would have been right before major public water and sewer would have been coming in. So a lot of these houses are on septic, which means that you have kind of a weird range of house dates. So the earliest you're gonna see is late 70s. The newest you'll see is they're actually still building in today. When you think about older neighborhoods, when you're looking at like septics, a lot of the times the technology that we have today wasn't around back then. They didn't have alternative septic. So that's where you see these older houses really built on the best lots that they could get the septic systems in. And now you're seeing random little lots get picked up here and there. They were essentially unbuildable back in the day. And that's kind of how you get a wide range of new houses. Now Lake Wilderness is technically two different sections. You have Lake Wilderness 1 and 2, but for the concept of this video, it's all going to be Lake Wilderness. So like I said, we'll go through a couple different house selections in here. We have everything you could think of, from Cape Cods to big split foyers with front loading garages. You have 1-story ramblers, get down all the way to 800-900 square feet, all the way up into 2,000 square feet. Then you have some really nice colonials too. And then you see even some new construction that we have going on here. I've taken a couple pictures. Again, these are not my listings. These are what's actively been either listed or sold here in the last year. So Lake Wilderness does have an HOA, so you do get amenities there. We have tennis courts, a pool, a clubhouse. They do have a snack bar. You have a beach, which is right behind me. You have some tot lots. You have a private security force as well that do pull people over, because they have pulled me over for doing 20 and a 15. I think there's 3 different lakes and 1 pond throughout the community. Geographically, again, if you look at Fredericksburg, we're gonna be west about 15 minutes. So I've had a breakdown of heading up to DC. Now there would be 2 major ways. You could just go down Route 3 and hit 95 and just go straight up north, but you could also cut through Locust Grove. There's a couple different ways, but Brandy Station, Kelly Ford, you could cut through and hit 15 on the backside of Culpeper, and then you could head up the back way. So my dad lives in Loudoun County. When I go visit him, that's the way I would go, because it's a much prettier drive versus going up 95. As you can see, typically it's going to take you about an hour to an hour and 30 minutes to get to DC. It really depends on traffic. Now heading down to Richmond, you're a little bit further again from Fredericksburg, because most of the time you're just going to jump around 95, but there are a couple different back ways that could take you all the way up to an hour and 30. Again, all back roads, very pretty drives, and it could take you an hour and 10 minutes if you hit 95 right at the Spotsylvania Courthouse. So on average, if we're looking at breakdown of houses, we're looking at 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath would be average for the community. So you'll have anything from 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, all the way up to 6 bedrooms, 4 bath was the highest. But on average, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, which is typical. The ranges on the age vary, but 1978, 2023. Since the houses are on septic, we do have bigger yards. So they usually range from about a ½ acre all the way up to an acre, acre and a quarter, some of these houses. So that is a neat feature, and you have mostly wooded lot. You're not really, again, with that new construction being right on top of each other. Square footage, we're looking at about 1,600 square foot, so a little bit smaller houses versus some of the other listing sales prices to closed sales prices. We're looking at about 394. So we're at about 100% rate. So most people are getting what they're asking for, although I am saying that on average, we're seeing about $5,000 in seller concession. So you are seeing some sellers actually contribute to the buyer's closing costs in this neighborhood. Overall, the listing to close price is on average 394 at about 100% rate. And then we also have some creep up too. On the average, we're seeing days on the market about 22. That's still less than county-wide. You gotta think, Spotsylvania is a pretty big county, so some things further out are really sitting longer. I did a neighborhood this morning, Breezewood, and I think they were sitting about 12 or 14 days on the market. This is sitting on 22. So people are sitting on the market just a little bit longer, but in the grand scheme of things, 22 days on the market is still smoking hot. All right, guys, so that's gonna wrap up this breakdown of Lake Wilderness. Of course, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. If you know any neighborhoods you want me to look at and do some research on, I can do that as well. Just leave them down in the comments below. As always, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.